The merger of two pulmonology, critical care, sleep medicine groups is now 12 physicians called the Southeast Lung Associates.
And joining us, we have one of the two lead physicians of the group, Dr. James Daly. Good morning.
Good morning. Thank you for having me.
Sure. Nice to have you here. We were talking, you now specialize in sleep medicine.
I do. It's a field that I've had a great interest in for many years, dating back into the 80s when I was in my training on the West Coast. And it's just something that we thought was esoteric at that point, but it's expanded and mushroomed into this huge field that's very important as far as the health of the individual and their medical care.
The connection might not be obvious to most people, but it makes perfect sense, doesn't it?
It sure does, because when we look at sleep, my focus was on sleep and breathing. Of course, how do you study the two together during a sleep study? So back in the 80s, I was my first sleep tech, and then gradually this expanded and developed into this massive field that now affects many, many Americans who suffer from sleep disorders. And it's a natural outgrowth of our pulmonology background and experience.
It's something that seems so natural. So, like you said, back in the 80s, people were like, why do we need to study this? Why does someone need to treat this? And now, like you say, it has just grown into this huge...
Oh, yeah, if you look at the statistics, about 15% of adult men in America suffer from sleep apnea. About 20% of Americans suffer from regular insomnia. So it's a huge amount. And of course, if you look at sleep and breathing, sleep is the foundation of our health. Nutrition as well, exercise, but sleep. When you don't get sleep, how do you feel? You immediately feel bad. And so we have individuals going with sleep deprivation due to insomnia, sleep deprivation from shift work, sleep problems from sleep apnea, and other disorders that impair sleep, like restless legs, limb movement disorders. And so those variety of conditions in the 80s were just not really addressed.
Now we're tying it to kids and their development and their school progress to everything.
Absolutely. I see a number of youngsters who have narcolepsy, who have gone through grade school, high school often. In fact, mostly I'll see them either in their college years.
Is that falling asleep in class? I think I had that.
I had that.
Now, it may be the teachers, that boring teacher, but I see that these kids are struggling. They're being told they're lazy. They're being told that, well, they're just not bright. In actuality, they're the most brightest children. They're intensive trying to overcome this incredible handicap, and many of them will flunk out of college. I saw one this week in my office. The diagnosis can be made very easily. Treatment is incredibly effective, and it changes their lives. So it's one of the unique aspects of our new pulmonary sleep critical care group that we have formed here in Savannah.
What's so important in studying this and observing this is that you mentioned a lot of the symptoms. People might be experiencing those but have no idea that it's because it's happening while they're asleep. A lot of times people don't even wake up when they're experiencing sleep apnea.
It's a sleeping sickness. And I say that because patients are unaware because of what's going on with their sleep. In fact, most single individuals present to us, to my partner, Dr. Castrini, who also is very, very active and has been the father of sleep medicine here in Savannah. They'll present to us because of an event. The events are commonly cardiac. I had a 42-year-old gentleman in my office this week with a stroke from sleep apnea, or an automobile accident or a near miss. So those sentinel events will then cause them to bring them in. Now, my married individual, male or female, will come because of the spouse.
Right.
The spouse is afraid, and they're tired of hearing the snoring.
This is Southeast Lung Associates is the name of this new group that with the merger, and it covers everything, not just the sleep part of it, from COPD, lung cancer, all of the ranges, but you do have this special event coming up on the 14th. We're going to push people to WTOC.com for that. It is a free event Wednesday for sleep medicine presentation.
Right.
Thank you, Dr. Daly, so much. We appreciate it.
Thank you for having me. Appreciate it.